Good morning, friends. Welcome to Gyan channel. The topic for today's discussion is media and consumerism. So, firstly, let's know what is a consumer. A consumer is the user of an article. One usually buys the article in order to be able to use it. The act of purchase confers on the buyer the right to expect a certain standard of quality from the product. The product may belong to either category, goods or services. Consumer might consciously want value for their money, yet not be able to judge quality. In such cases, they may be duped. If consumers are dissatisfied with the performance of an item after its purchase, they have equally right to seek redressal of their grievances. This they can do too at suitable forums especially created for the purpose called consumer organizations. They can even move to courts. The protection of purchasers' interest is termed as consumerism. By definition, what is consumerism? Consumerism is an organized movement of concerned citizens and the government to enhance the rights and powers of buyers in relation to sellers. Now let's discuss about the rights of buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers are empowered with rights that govern their transactions. Traditionally, the balance was tilted in the seller's favor. Now, due to greater consumer awareness, equal, if not more, power and rights exist within the buyer's reach. The traditional seller's right include right to introduce any product in any size and style, provided it is not hazardous to personal health or safety, or to introduce it with proper warnings and controls. The right to price the product at any level, provided there is no discrimination among similar classes of buyers. The right to spend any amount to promote the product, provided it is not defined as unfair competition. So, the traditional seller's rights include the right to introduce any product of any size and style, it's not hazardous to personal health and safety, with proper warning controls, right to price the product at any level, and right to spend any amount of money to promote, advertise the product, the right to formulate any product message provided it is not misleading or dishonest in content or execution, right to introduce any buying incentive schemes they wish. The traditional buyer's rights include the right not to buy a product that is offered for sale, the right to expect the product to be safe, right to expect the product what it claims to be. Comparing these rights, many believe that the balance of power lies on the seller's side. It is true that the buyer can refuse to buy any product, but it is generally felt that the buyer is really without sufficient information, education, and protection to make wise decisions in the face of hard sell strategies. Consumer activists therefore suggest the following additional consumer rights: the right to be adequately informed about the more important aspects of the product, the right to protection against uh, questionable products and marketing practices, the right to influence products and marketing practices in directions that will enhance the quality of life. Let's discuss about the role of social media and its impact on consumerism. The evolution of social media has impacted the lives of people in many different ways. From the way we gain information to the way that we share photos, social media is responsible for helping streamline the way things are now done. The same can be said for consumerism. The type of consumerism we will focus today in its simplest definition is the promotion of consumers' interest in purchasing goods and services. Let's take a closer look at how social media has impacted consumerism in the world today. The power of information. In earlier times, consumers seeking information on a product often had to speak to a store employee. or to someone that actually used the project. That significantly changed with the advent of information age. The information age is the recent period of time which reflects a more prevalent use of technology in everyday use. Social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter are full of free information that can be accessed at any time by anyone. For example, let's say that you are interested in purchasing a washing machine but are unsure of which type best fits your needs. Social media will allow you to post questions about a particular product to those that may already have the brand that you are interested in. The answers and direct testimonies given are often considered more reliable than speaking to store employees or by viewing a company website. As a component of the interest, social media also impacts consumerism by allowing customers to access direct product information from store sites. Many people that are looking for product set specification, for example, car parks or parts, are able to access these sites directly to get the information needed. Using social media to find out these details can eliminate the need to visit a brick and mortar location, thus eliminating time spent in a store as well as commuting. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Many, if not at all, have heard a phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It means that being able to see something often provides much more clarity, as opposed to only hearing about it. This is another prime example of how social media has affected consumerism in today's market. In the past, consumers were only able to see their desired products by visiting a store that carried it or by briefly seeing the product during a television commercial. Social media can provide pictures and images for consumers who want to see a product before purchasing. Access to these images can be a deciding factor on whether or not to buy a product. You will be heard. Social media has had a significant impact on how consumers go about making purchases. Social media continues its impact by giving consumers a much larger voice. In the past, its consumers were unhappy or misled in their purchases. Their options to complain were fairly limited. One could write a letter to the executive of the organization or report it and possibly catch the attention of a local news outlet. Social media has indeed changed this by empowering users to provide reviews and feedback. Organizations that choose to ignore the messages or complaints of their customers risk not only losing those customers but also garnering a bad reputation. Social media as electronic word to mouth. Word to mouth or WOM has gained new prominence today as a result of greater interconnectedness of people on social media. Online or electronic word of mouth is a form of word of mouth or WOM where internet users provide reviews and ratings to all kinds of products, brands, and services on review sites. It is defined as any positive or negative statements made by potential, actual, or former customers about a product or company which is made available to a multitude of people and institutions via the internet. There are certain stages on this. First stage that we call it stage 0, that is need recognition. Need recognition is the first stage of the buyer decision process. Internal stimuli like hunger or external stimuli like advertisements make the consumer realize that there is a difference between the current state and their desired state. Then second stage is stage 1, information reach. Following need recognition, a consumer undertakes a search into memory to determine if enough is known about the available options to make a choice. If internal knowledge is not sufficient and external search is required to supplement existing knowledge. Then comes stage 2, that is evaluation of alternatives. Once information has been collected, the consumer uses it to evaluate and assess the alternative product choices to arrive at the purchase decision. The alternative evaluation and information stage, search stage, though represented separately, are intricately intertwined during decision making, and consumers often move back and forth between the two. Stage 3 is purchase decision. Purchase decision refers to the final choice of selection of made regarding which product to buy. The act of purchase is the last major stage, which the consumer deciding on what to buy, where to buy, and how to buy. And the last stage is stage 4, post-purchase behavior. In the post-purchase stage, consumer evaluate the product's performance based on expectations. The expectation confirmation theory delivered by Oliver in 1977 explains post-purchase satisfaction as a function of expectations, perceived performance, and confirmation or disconfirmation of beliefs. Outcomes are compared against expectation in a subjective evaluation, which takes one of three different forms: positive disconfirmation or satisfaction, simple confirmation or neutral response, and negative disconfirmation or dissatisfaction. Now let's discuss about the impact of internet on consumer decisions. The enhanced variety and amount of information online has improved the ability of consumers to make better consumption choices and has opened up new opportunities for information search because of low search costs. Results on search engines are now often dominated by user content and opinions. For online decision making quality, besides time, cost, and the cognitive cost of acquiring and processing information, other influencing factors include perceived risk, product knowledge, and trust. Internet or web skills have also assumed importance. The higher the amount of interest used by consumers, the more likely they will use it for decision making. What is the impact of social media on consumer decisions? Social media has brought on a participatory culture where users network with other like minded individuals to engage in an unending loop of sharing information, monitoring updates, and requesting opinions and ratings on all kinds of products, services, and activities. The quality of online product views and reviews, characterized by perceived informativeness and persuasiveness, together with the perceived quality of reviews, are found to have a significant positive influence on consumers' purchase intentions. Social media is perceived as a more trustworthy source of information when compared to corporate communications and advertisements. However, now there is a general feeling of mistrust towards mainstream media, and consumers are running away from traditional media as source to guide their purchases. With this, we come to end of today's topic. Thank you. Good day.